In an unprecedented confrontation with constitutional norms, a high-profile investigative inquiry has emerged surrounding the actions of the current administration. Congressman Robert Garcia, an influential voice on the Oversight Committee, has brought forth serious allegations concerning the wrongful deportation of Kilmar Argo Garcia, a legal resident whose removal from the United States was confirmed by an administrative error in court. Oi! This case not only challenges established legal precedents, but also questions the very backbone of our nation's constitutional order. According to Congressman Garcia, the administration, under the leadership of former President Donald Trump, has chosen to defy a unanimous Supreme Court directive requiring Kilmar Argo Garcia's return. Endoy. Donald Trump is, in effect, rejecting the highest judicial decision in our land, Garcia asserts with measured urgency. He stresses that this blatant refusal to comply with a clear court ruling is both unprecedented and, in his view, a violation of the United States Constitution. The gravity of such an act extends far beyond a mere administrative oversight. It strikes at the heart of the nation's commitment to the rule of law. In light of these developments, Congressman Garcia and Representative Maxwell Frost have put forth a bold proposal: the organization of an official congressional delegation trip known as a CODL to El Salvador. The purpose of this mission is twofold: to inspect firsthand the conditions faced by individuals detained in the foreign facility, and to secure meetings with local officials tasked with overseeing the detention process. While some might argue for a more informal, personal undertaking, Garcia is resolute that an official CODL provides the necessary security framework and diplomatic accreditation that any congressional inquiry demands. A CODL, he explains, not only legitimizes the delegation's mission through official channels, but also ensures that all requisite safety protocols are met. In contrast, travelling in a personal capacity would severely limit the ability to engage formally with foreign officials, potentially jeopardizing both the safety of the delegation members and the credibility of the oversight effort. Our presence as official representatives carries weight and must not be diminished by personal limitations, Garcia contends, emphasizing the irreplaceable value of established governmental procedures in such sensitive matters. The investigation into Kilmar Argo Garcia's case quickly unfolds into a broader critique of the current administration's blatant disregard for the judicial branch. For the judicial Congressman, Garcia points out that even after the Supreme Court's firm ruling, every element of the legal process has been subverted, as exemplified by the Trump administration's decision to withhold the return of a legal resident. Reads: "It is impossible to ignore the fact that we are witnessing a clear betrayal of constitutional principles," he remarks, urging his colleagues to recognize the dangers inherent in allowing the executive branch to selectively adhere to legal mandates. Beyond the legal ramifications, the incident raises significant questions about the administration's broader political strategy. With the economy under severe criticism, polling data indicates a substantial decline in voter confidence. The Trump administration appears to be recalibrating its efforts by placing an even greater emphasis on immigration issues. This pivot is viewed by Garcia as a calculated maneuver aimed at exploiting the fears of certain voter blocs, even as it imperils the fundamental human rights of legal residents. This is not merely an isolated incident of administrative error. It is symptomatic of a systematic strategy to undermine our democratic institutions, he contends. Moreover, Congressman Garcia is acutely aware of the risks associated with venturing into politically volatile regions. The investigative delegation's proposed journey to El Salvador represents not only an effort to address a specific case of injustice, but also a broader commitment to uphold the rule of law. If we allow this pattern of defiance and disregard to continue, the very concept of democracy will be compromised, Garcia warns. His words serve as a stark reminder that the fight for justice often demands personal risk and unyielding commitment from those entrusted with safeguarding our nation's fundamental rights. As the report draws to a close, the call for accountability resonates with a sense of urgency. With James Carmer's response expected imminently, potentially as early as tomorrow, the Oversight Committee stands poised to take further action should the request for the codal be denied. The resolution of this matter is not merely a procedural detail. It is a litmus test for the resilience of our democratic institutions in the face of executive aggression. We cannot remain passive spectators to an unfolding constitutional crisis, Congressman Garcia declares. It is our duty to act, to scrutinize, and to ensure that the fundamental rights of every individual are protected. In sum, this investigative report underscores the critical nature of congressional oversight and the paramount importance of upholding constitutional principles in times of political turmoil. The issues at hand, ranging from the mismanagement of a legal deportation case to the deliberate subversion of judicial authority, demand a response that is both measured and resolute. With the stakes higher than ever, Congress must navigate this crisis with the clarity, determination, and bipartisan cooperation required to secure the nation's democratic future.